last session that mind and its qualities, and the one who has overcome, meditate on that, and who has overcome that will win the worlds that are spacious. So they indicated that indeed are spacious. Space. It is specifically mentioned about the space and spacious. The mind is the one who needs the space. Separate. Space is identified here separately. Otherwise the space and Brahman is same. Identification of space need not be separate. Only when one has something other than the space, then only the space is identified as separate. So in Upanishads they have also told that space, heart, is space. Dwelling in the space is Brahman, dwelling in the heart is Brahman. Things like that. They are all languages used for making us understand the variance and the differences where we have not reached that level of understanding and the level of being there in the Brahman. Vedanta explains only about the Brahman. Brahman is that which is the absolute. That which is the highest consciousness. All that jnanam is Brahman. All that which is not known is Brahman. Which cannot be identified is Brahman. Which cannot be explained is Brahman. Which cannot be interpreted is Brahman. Which is only the truth is Brahman. These are all Brahman, what we call the Brahman. So there is no word meaning of Brahman. You see, auspicious can have the higher, the ultimate, the absolute, where it is beyond explanation. Aksharaha, inexplainable. Why it is inexplainable? Why Brahman is inexplainable? Why everything can be explained? Why they have Vedas have been written, so many things have been written, and then only Brahman they said it is not explainable, or certain things which is beyond certain limits are not explainable. Yes. Explainables are within the limits of intelligence and the mind. They are explainable. And only the mind needs an explanation of Brahman. Yes. Mind only needs an explanation. Mind only is the one who explains. And mind is that which is connected with the thoughts and emotions. So naturally the mind cannot explain that which is beyond the capability of the mind. So the mind cannot explain it. Even if there is some other source that which can explain, the mind will not be able to understand it. In fact, there is an explanation. It is being explained. That's why it is told Brahman. That the mind is telling the mind, let me put it there. Mind is telling the mind that you cannot understand Brahman. You cannot explain Brahman. You do not have an explanation in your language for Brahman, which is beyond your capability, which is beyond your capacity, which is beyond your efficiency, which is beyond your recognizable capacity. That's called the perseverance capacity, perception, beyond your perception, is what mind has told the mind. So mind said, okay, I don't want to know, because there is no language for Brahman. There is no language for absolute. There is no language for the truth. There is no words for the truth. Words are necessary only for the intelligence and mind to understand. They are meant only for, the words are meant only for that. Many of those which are present, many of those which are identifiable by the mind, is only for the mind to understand. That's all. Yes. You touch something only for you to understand that how does it feel, not for anything else, is it not? Yes. You smell something for you to understand what is the fragrance, smell of that. You taste it because you want to taste it, is why you are tasting it. Who is that you there? The you there is only the mind, emotion. He wants to analyze it. Why do you want to touch it? Why do you want to smell it? Why do you want to taste it? Why do you want to see it? These Panchendriyas, they are all functioning only for, because the mind would like to know it. Mind would like to experience it. Each and everything is new to the mind, because it doesn't understand. So it has to experiment. Every time something is heard, it is new to the mind, has to understand it. So the mind says, I don't understand it, because it is new to that mind. When it is new to the mind, it is not able to understand it, because that particular emotion and the thought is not compatible for the mind to recognize in its own language. So this recognition by the mind, who is functioning based on, which is known as the intelligence, which is known as the intelligence, or which is known as the chittam of the mana. This has its own capacity, its own capabilities. The capacity and capability is purely based on the experience the mind has undergone. That's all. Training of the mind is only experiencing. Maharishi understands something else about the world. The normal person understands something else about the world. The jnani understands something different about the world. A small child understands different about the world. Yes. A professional understands something different about the world. A businessman understands the world as different, and a housewife understands the world as totally different. World is one. The understanding of the mind is depending upon its own requirement, is what I am trying to tell you. Because it's experience, based on its own experience, and one is that based on its own experience, and based on the experience, the mind wants to undergo. Two parameters are there for mind to understand. It's why the mind, we say that, mind is, I am confused. The confusion is that we are trying to relate something which is not appropriate to that particular situation and experience. Yes. Something which is not appropriate to that particular situation and circumstances to experience, is how the confusion happens. Because that information, that which is about something, is not pertinent at that point of time, for the mind to incorporate for that particular experience, will create an inappropriate intrusion into the thoughts. It's called confusion. It's not unwanted, It's not wrong, it's not right, it's not bad, it's not good, it's a confusion. That's it. It's confused. All that because of the inadequacy of the stability of the mind. They're all inadequacy of the stability of the mind. Due to inadequacy of the stability of mind, the mind would like to experience, the mind would like to expect, the mind has desire, is why the nobleman said desire is an illusion, it can never be fulfilled. Why? Because it's an inadequacy of understanding of the mind. How can it be fulfilled? You see? Yes, neither an experience of the mind can fulfill it, nor a expectation of the mind can fulfill it. Yes, nor the knowledge of the mind, chitta of the mind cannot fulfill it. What parameter of the mind can fulfill the desire? Only a misconception can fulfill the desire. A misconception of mind, that means an ignorance of mind, creating an emotion saying that I am satisfied, is only that which can make you see, which can make the mind satisfied. First of all, desire is an illusion. Yes. And emotion is an illusion created by the mind. And with that illusion, with that emotion, with that illusion of emotion, understanding the illusion of desire as fulfilled is the illusion of satisfaction. All in line in the water, that's all. I am building a big chart of huge building in the water, drawing all the lines, thinking that everything will be there. After line is drawn, it is understood, it is there, the imprint is there, the line is drawn, everything is fulfilled, the karma is done, and ultimately nothing is visible. This is what is called fulfillment of desire, drawing a line in the water. That's all. Everything is an illusion. It's not stable. Why? Why this is then? Why we are doing it? When it's all understood, why we are doing it? Why are we doing it? Because mind doesn't understand that this is not necessary. He is again keeping on trying to fulfill that illusion. Keep on trying to derive out of it. How can he derive out of something which is not there? Mind looking at the darkness imagines various things. There may be Bhuta Predadi. Mind, when you look at the dark and sit in the dark, there can be lots of illusions can be created. But when the light is on, nothing is there. Where is all that gone? I saw it. The rope and the snake. In Ishavasya Upanishad said that illusion of the mind to a proper, it's a very common Upanishadic explanation for this in all the Upanishad. And for many years the same example has been spoken and written in almost all the Upanishad, the snake and the rope. Yes. The rope in the dark, it is there on the fence. Appears to be, in the wind it moves also. Appears to be snake. But when the light came, it is a rope. So snake in the rope. This is what mind is trying. So now the mind is trying to find out the snake in that rope. How is it possible? And he keeps on trying the whole night because it is dark, ignorance. When the day broke, sunlight came, he found it is rope. But he had to wait the whole night for identifying it is not the snake but it is a rope. Why? Why? Because first of all, as I told you, the illusion of the desire, the illusion, that means there is a ajnanam in the mana. There is no jnanam there. There has to be an experience to the mind, having seen the number of ropes like this every day, every time, everywhere. Even the snake he will understand as rope. That's also there. You see, that's an experience. So the mind, whatever undergoes the experience, he would like to establish that he is right. The mind's adamancy, that is why it's a monkey, they said, no? See, they also classified mind as a monkey. Monkey has got a habit of adamancy. He will not leave it. Something he catches, he will not leave it. Even if it is not required. That's why he can catch a snake, he will not leave. Till it dies, it will not leave. It will hold on like that. Its grip is very firm. Why? Because mind is something like that. That's why they have very, all great men have compared the mind as a monkey. It's not because of the instability of the mind jumping from one to the other is another reason, but the most of the reason is that it's adamancy. Markada mushti. There's a word called Markada mushti. In Sanskrit they call it as Markada mushti. Absolutely adamant. He will not change it. Markada mushti. Once it is held, will not leave. So it is Markada mushti. Mind is that Markada mushti. Whatever I thought is only right. That is a snake, it is a snake only. This is how it is, this is how it is. I will not change it. Then how to change it? Only jnanam can change it. Brightness, visibility can change it. Vision can change it. Make it firm, sure, saying that Indriya, also saying that, look, that is this. So for that, there has to be brightness. One should look into brightness. The mind is always looking into the darkness. Andham tamaha, we said, you remember. Looking, an andha, a blind man, looking something in the dark. First of all, andhada itself is darkness. Qualifying the andhada is, for andha it is, whether it is bright or light, dark, doesn't make any difference. Still, to intensify the ignorance, height of it, Shabda has been incorporated. Maharishi has written that Andham Tamaha. A man, a blind man, searching something in the darkness. For a blind man, whether it is dark or bright, it's okay. Intensifying that. Mind is that. Mind is nothing other than Andham Tamaha. What you thought is that, what you hold on to, Markada Mushti. That is snake only. I saw it shaking. How can you say it is not that? I saw it was wagging its tail. Mind is that illusion. So how can you depend upon that mind who is functioning on the illusion? So he only needs the space. Spacious. So once you meditate on the mind, you will understand the spaciousness. The spaciousness is that vastness. That's why they said Sankuchita Manobhava. Sankuchita Manobhava. It's a bhava of the mana which is narrow-mindedness. What we call it as narrow-mindedness. Sankuchita Manobhava. Yes. Sankuchita. It's all, the mind only thinks about this. that those things which are needed by it is called narrow-mindedness, sankucha. Whereas the vastness has to be understood also by the mind. So that space can be understood by meditating on mind, meditating on the, we said what are those? The four padas we said last time is that is the vital force, eyes, ear and the mind. So when you meditate on that, this illusion of the mind, the ignorance of we are carrying an experimental lab with us, the mind, which is still to experience quite a lot of things. We have experienced many things in many lives. I have already explained about the number of lives, rebirth or reincarnation. I think one of these classes I have explained it. Prana, when I took the prana, yes, I have told that, no, which is, it is always existing. It's only the body has been changed. One of the vital force. The body has been changed, so naturally the memory has to be there. Some people ask, no, whether there is past life. How can I remember? There is no question of the past and present, even though we address it like that because the body is different, so we address it like that. The prana and the atma is the same. So the experiences that has been accumulated by you is the same. So with that experience only, you have created your mind. The mind is a created one by you alone, tailor-made for you. This mind is not with anyone else. The mind that what you have got is not with anyone else. The mind with what you are born is not the mind when you are dying. Yes. But when you are dying, the mind and the memories of the mind is the one which you have brought, which you bring along with most of the experiences. The gist of experiences that is necessary is the one which you are carrying on with and carry forward, and in order to create your mind in the next body, it is that experience which makes it feasible for you to make the mind. Now, see, there is another information or data which we have never discussed, or many people have never discussed. How the mind has come in a child. How my mind has come. From where those assimilations of ingredients that is necessary for mind has come. We are all saying about mind and thought. They are from each and every time that experiences are going on. In every janma, we call it as janma because change of the body is known as the janma. It's an appropriate word, janma. It's not rebirth. It's a difference. Rebirth is not janma. Punar janma. What is it called? It's known as punar janma. Punar janma. Punar avartanam. What is that? Repetition again. Punar avartanam is repetition again. Punaha. Again and again. Yes. Punaha. Puna janmaha. Repetition of that janma. That's all. It's only a repetition. It is not a rebirth. Not being born again. No. Punar janma is not again. Punar janma means what? Repetition of janma. Is that what he says? Punaravartana. Punaha. Repeat. Punaha. Repeat. Rama, Puna. No. That means chanting repeatedly is punaha. So the first Rama And the last Rama, what is the difference in chanting? Is there anything? Punaha. It's not. The same thing is repeated. So in the first Janma and last Janma, what is the difference? There's no difference. What is a Janma? Janma is nothing but that repeated the same process again and again is called Janmam. What is repeated? Who is repeating? It's not the body who is repeating, it's the mind and the Atma and the Jiva Atma, and the Prana is repeating it again and again. It's called Punarjanma. Who is repeating? They are repeating. If it is repeated, is it not the previous experience in the next one also? If it is a repetition. If it is a repetition, is everything there? Is it not? When you chant the last Rama, you are also remembering about the first Rama chanted. Is there any difference? No. Same way, if the first Janma is also remembered at the last Janma, same as you have chanted. I am simplifying it. So the Janma, Punar Janmam, is not that rebirth. Rebirth in the sense that which is what we understand, the language according to that. Being born means something which has come new. Is it not? It's born. Is it not? There is a problem. Our understanding of this language is a problem. That which is coming new is called being born. It is not new. He says, Punar Janma. When I say Punar Janma, is it new? I am saying it is Punar, repetition. Where is the new there? Where is the question of new there? Punar Janma, repetition of my Janma. What is he saying? My Punar Janmam, repetition of my Janma. That's called Punar Janma. Repetition of my Janma is Punar Janma. Who is me? That Prana and Atma. That's why they said, Sharira is illusion. Sharira is nothing but an external temporary unit that you have acquired for some time. The Janmam of the you that is inside you, the you who you are, who are you? The you inside you is the Prana and the Jivatma, Antakarana and the Jivatma. Is that what you are? And that Antakarana and the Jivatma is the same as it was there 100 years before or 1000 years before. Only thing, the experiences have been different and accumulated. Based on the experiences that you had been having all these years, you are creating your mind. When a body is acquired, in order to dwell in that, in order to execute your karmas, you are creating a mind based on those experiences, illusionary experiences. They are all illusions only. Yes, because it is that mind which has created. Those illusionary experiences that you have undergone, impressed, you use them, those impressions, to create your mind in the new body, and from there you start functioning. Could not understand. Difficult to understand. There is electricity. The bulb is fused. Do you take a new connection from the power station? What do you do? Now you understood? Do I require, every time the bulb is fused, do I require a new connection? Electricity would CSC come and connect me with a new 220 volt, 440 volt connection. Is it necessary? No. Who changes the bulb? Having changed the bulb, does the electricity man know that you have changed the bulb? The supplier of electricity, the power station. You have changed your fridge, you have changed your air conditioner, you have changed your bulb, you have changed your all the equipments, everything. Does he know anything about it? He doesn't know. Why? He supplies so much of electricity. That's all. After the bulb is fused, does the bulb has got any experience? Can it glow? Can it become dark? Can it become clean? Can it become dirty? No, it's broken, throw it out. But when it is on, all the parameters are there. Now you understood, I believe, yes, what is called the rebirth, punarjanmam. Who is being born? Bulb is being born. That's all. Is it born? Electricity is not born. Prana is not born. Atma is not. Jivatma is not. So punarjanma, the same power, electricity, is passed through a different kavacha, which is sort of bulb, new bulb, that's all. Which is also known is temporary. That's why nowadays when you buy the bulb, you will write, if this doesn't last so long, I will replace it. It has got a shelf life. Body has a shelf life. It can only stand so much of thermal shocks of the atmosphere, and inner atmosphere, external atmosphere. They're all thermal shocks we undergo. A mind's shock is also a thermal shock for the body. Every time you create a mental depression, sadness, anger, and anxiety, and all those kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all those emotions, the moment you create, you are undergoing number of thermal shocks to the body. Every time there is a fluctuation in the power, every time there is a obstructive power supply, whose life is reduced, the bulb's life is reduced, or the equipment's life is reduced, is why you are putting a stabilizer. Okay, is reduced. Electricity's life is never reduced, is it not? Because there was a shutdown yesterday, today's electricity is affected by that? No. But the bulb is affected. Its life has reduced. Why it has been reduced? Oh, there is a fluctuation of power, is why your bulb has been fused earlier, is it not? Clear. If there is a fluctuation of power, emotion, if there is a fluctuation of emotion, if there is a fluctuation of thought form in you, whose life is endangered? Your sharira's life is endangered. Who is undergoing a thermal shock? The physical body is undergoing a shock, like the bulb is undergoing a shock. Who gets a shock? That gets a shock. Suddenly if something comes, the bulb gets fused. Suddenly reduces, suddenly increases, it gets fused. The mind gets fused. That means sharira gets gone, mind is gone. So who does all this? No, that means the punarjanma is what? It's nothing but prana. When it is the prana or the jivatma who is being punaragamanam. That means he has come again. Punaragamanam. Visit, revisit. We visited one place once. Punaragamana, repeatedly. That's why Punar. Who goes there? You go there. Or same way, the same you come. With a different era, at a different era, different time, different experience, for experiencing the different experience. In order to have the different experience, you should have an experience with you, then only you can have a new experience, is it not? That experience we are creating. Who creates this? Who creates the mind? Why I tell all these things? Who is creating the mind? Your own experiences. With your own experiences, not all that is. In a life, 100 years of life, so many things happen. But you have collected which are important for you. You think which is important. Even though there may be so many important things you must have omitted. is no more important to you. You must have heard the thousands of satsangs of Upanishads. You have omitted, discarded them. No more important to me. Yes. But there are certain other rubbish that has been heard, is important to me, you have stored it. So that becomes your parameter for creating your new mind. That which, because everything cannot be carried, all the memories cannot be carried. So the gist of the memory that you preferred according to your experiment and experience in that life will be the basis of mind you are creating in the Punarjanma. But again you have opportunity, even though the basis of creating mind is that's why we say karma phala. Because of the experiences you are undergoing in this Janma, this mind can also be transformed to that experience, is why we call it as transformation of mind. Why we call it as transformation of mind? When we call transformation of mind, that means there has to be a mind earlier which needs modification to betterment, not for worst, but for betterment. It's called transformation. Transformation is used only for that. So there has to be a mind which has got defective thoughts and emotions and things like that, where I can have new experiences put in, by which I will be in a position to transform this thoughts and emotions of the data that I already have into this particular the particular instance of the experiences that I have undergone in this Janma, with a new introduction of the experience. Like in this Janma, even though in the last Janma, Ratnagar was a thief, and he had the mind of only looting the people in the jungle, according to Ramayana. He has only that experience, so he used that experience to create his mind, and he was very merrily going on saying that what I am thinking is right. Is what Narada, when they asked, hey Ratnagar, don't you feel guilty? He said, why should I feel guilty? This is what I am supposed to do. I have to earn money, I have to look after the family, and this is what I am supposed to do. He did not know anything about it. See, but he was constantly committing the sin, what we call it as a sin, which is why it is a sin. It is not according to the Prakriti. It is not according to the Purusha. It is not according to the Prakriti that his mind should undergo the experience, because there is no transformation taking place. Only when the transformation to the extent, what is transformation? Transforming to what? What should be the data that one should attain with transformation? Is that's why he said here that he understood and he undergone that a man can win the worlds that are spacious, they said. He has to win over the world which is spacious. How to win over the world in the sense? He has to understand that space of the mind, which has got a space in the space for experimenting and experiencing, and then he transforms it into, to suit transformation in the sense, when it is transformed, it has become the parameters of the Prakriti. When it becomes that which is the parameter of the Prakriti, the transformation has taken place. Then from the Prakriti it goes to the Purusha. There's a building set on fire. Okay. Black smoke, green smoke, white smoke, many smokes coming out of it because of various materials are being burnt. Okay. All are experiences. Okay. After the smoke travels to certain extent, to a height, what happens? All the colors are vanished, it has become smoke, And that when it is merges with the cloud, the smoke is unidentified. What is that? Transformation. Okay. Transformed. Mind, transformation is like that. When the mind has got various experiences, different smokes are there. But the specified one is that which is Prakriti, which is a Purusha and Prakriti. When this smoke or this mind is attaining that color, that shape, that form, that intensity, automatically what happens? This has been transformed and it becomes the Prakriti. Is called the state of no mind, mindlessness, thoughtlessness. When it becomes thoughtlessness, it has become the Prakriti. When it becomes a Prakriti, it goes to the Purusha. Yes. Is the transformation of mind. That means in order to transform, that means this mind had a particular form and shape. What is the form and shape? That experiments and experiences it has undergone all these years during the Punarjanma. He carries this as an experience and trying to, every time he is trying to transform. During the process of transformation, if he is in the right path and the right way, he gets it transformed. Otherwise, he accumulates it and have various other experiences added to it or replaced by other, even though this is exhausted, he replaces with other experiences. Again he is born with that mind, punar janma, with that memory, not that janma, not born, not new. He is coming with the same thing. That's why we say that you cannot escape from the karma bhala. There's a word we say, we cannot. Why can't we escape from the karma bhala? Because we cannot. How to escape? You are carrying it, because that's the experience and it's an integral part of your prana. It's an integral part of your jivatma. The antakarana, this antakarana has to learn again, experiment again, experience again, then transform it and go. That's why it's an integral part of you and each individual is different. Is it not? Because each individual's experience is different. Each and everyone's mind is different. This is different because of that. That's why we say that nothing can be common with everyone. All other vidyas are okay. It's only a permutation combination process. Let it be medical science, treatment of a disease. Let it be astrology, astronomy, let it be any other thing concerned individuals. A permutation combination is made and then they said okay. But when you treat a patient of the same disease of one patient, same application of medicines have been given to the other patient, he is not okay, he is okay, the other one is okay. Why is medicine? Each individual is different. So if each individual is different, disease perception of disease is different. Even though we call the parameters as this extra. But there is a parameter which is unknown by any of the sciences is that the function of the mind. If that transformation is not, that's why many of them are not getting healed or things like that. Transformation of mind, the mind has to be prepared. So the light has to be there, jnanam has to be there. So earlier Upanishad has told, identify that space. When you meditate on this, you win over that space. Why do you require a space? When you have to have some work to be done, then only a workspace is required. The space, what we call it as karma. Here the space is what? The field where you require to execute your karmas is called the space. Otherwise, why there should be space? Only to execute your karma there should be space. When there is no karma to be executed, the space and you become one. You need not to have a space. You need a space for you to function. Yes. When your function is no more there, the space and you are one. you do not have a space, and the space do not have you. Why? Because you are not executing any karmas, and karmas are not necessary to be incorporated by you to get executed, because both of them are not existing. When both are not existing, space, only space is there. You are not there. When only space is there, the space doesn't want a space. That space doesn't require a space. Why? Because the space doesn't have a karma to execute. So space doesn't have a space. Brahman doesn't have a Brahman. Brahman is Brahman. Yes, Brahman is Brahman. Jnanam is Brahman. We say Jnanam is Brahman. Why? Because Jnanam is complete. That whichever is complete is called Brahman. When it is complete, now we say Jnanam is Brahman, Nishtha is Brahman, Tapasvi is Brahman, experiences of Brahman is Brahman. You can have variations of many things, okay? When you are talking to the mind. But what is Brahman? That which is complete, that which is unchangeable. Why it is unchangeable? Because it is complete. Only that which is not complete can only be changed, is it not? That which is not complete only can be changed. That which is complete cannot be changed or need not be changed. So Brahman is complete. When Brahman is complete, yes, can there be so many completes? So am I right when I say Jnanam is Brahman, that is Brahman, Panchabhutas are Brahman, Prakriti is Brahman, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Is it right? Nothing is right. What is right? Brahman. But all others are languages to make us understand. Who? The mind understand that the Brahman is unchangeable and it is complete. When we say it is complete, everything is that. Then why again a specification for completeness? Can somebody qualify completeness? Is a qualification necessary for completeness? What do you mean by complete? No, this is complete, that is complete, this is not complete. When I was talking here in that seminar, one man at last, nobody bothered about that. Of course, I too didn't bother to answer that. So one man got up and said that, oh, everybody is talking about completeness, but when nothing is complete, everything is incomplete. He was telling everything is incomplete, so much of scarcity, so much of incompleteness. He was referring to the Vedas, and then he says that, oh, here people are talking about completeness and nothing is complete. I had a mind to tell, then I said, it will get prolonged unnecessarily, the session. Then, some interactions might be there. Or I wanted to tell, if I had he been there for later we had a separate session with some one or two people, that Chief Justice and then another man, Bishop. We sat together and we had a small discussion. I thought he will be there. If he is there, I would have told him what is that completeness. If he says that everything is incomplete, there is no completeness, that means the Vedic science is absolutely wrong. On one side, Veda says, Purnamadam, Purnamidam,